Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cloud Wars Minute. You give us a few minutes. We're going to give you some unique insights into the greatest growth market the world has ever known. One company that's trying to move up a little in the growth dynamic here in that greatest growth market the world has ever known is IBM. Got some pretty cool insights today into their industry cloud strategy and how they're rolling that out. These came from a recent conversation I had with Howard Boville. Yesterday, I pointed out the fact that Howard says IBM's new cloud strategy has them working very closely with Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. As he said, we want to make peace in the cloud, not war. I asked him if that meant I had to change cloud wars to cloud peace, but Howard didn't have a comment on that. So I want to go over 5 points that I pulled out of the interview with Howard relating to IBM's industry cloud strategy. First of all, he said, we're hyper-focused on 4 specific industry clouds, and those are in heavily regulated industries. So that is financial services, healthcare, telco, and government. And he said they've built these very deep, from the silicon up, new capabilities into the technology for compliance, security, regulatory issues, governance, and so on like that. He also said a huge part of this has been the co-creation process that he's developed. They started with 8 financial institutions, helping them sort of build out this plan and this strategy. It's now up to more than 70. Very heavily bought into this, and I think this is the big reason why Howard and IBM feel that they should be bullish about the future for the financial services industry cloud, and more broadly, the industry cloud focus that IBM is bringing to bear, which is something they say no one else is doing. Third one here, Howard described how they first were working with some of the banks in this co-creation process on a global basis. And he said, now we're getting more precise with each of them. We're moving into some more regional capabilities to take into account the different issues different governments or different regions have about data sovereignty, software sovereignty, and so on like that. Howard also talked about they've got 3 guiding principles that are driving all of their thinking on this: productivity, value creation, and controls. And the article that I'll have later today spells that out in some detail. And then finally, his big point about, open clouds, open architecture, that it has to be that way. And IBM's eager to work with other clouds on this. As I talked about yesterday, this sounds great. Howard Boville is a fantastic storyteller. He's extremely articulate, and he's quite a compelling speaker. That's all great. He's laid out the story. It's time for IBM now. Maybe that Kyndryl has been spun out. It's time for IBM Cloud to start showing some more vigorous growth numbers. Talked about that yesterday. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how IBM does in the market. Great strategy. Now we need some great revenue. Thanks for being with us here at Cloud Wars Minute. Hope you have a fantastic day.